Namaste students, how are you all? Hope all of you are well. Today we are going to discuss class 6 science chapter number 4 sorting material into groups question answers. In the previous video I had explained to you about the types of material like magnetic, non-magnetic. After that I had informed you about the opaque object, transparent object, translucent object. After then I had informed you about the good conductors, poor conductors or bad conductors, and then I have finally explained you about the semiconductors. Means in this whole chapter, whatever we have described about it, that how to sort the materials. After sorting the materials, I have described you some of the questions also. But today we are specially going to describe each and every question answers of this exercise. Some of the question answers I have written here also. If you want to take a screenshot, then you can take a screenshot and you can write a question, these questions in your notebook. After writing these questions, whatever I am explaining it, please listen it very carefully because these question answers are very much important for the exam. So first question is, what is meant by the term matter? All of you know what is matter. Anything which occupies space have some mass. Anything which occupies space and have some mass means what? Means just suppose this is a duster. Okay, this is a duster. This duster occupies space. If I keep duster here, so it will occupy this much space. It, as I will just measure with the weight balance, it will have some weight also. So anything which occupies space have some mass, or it can be felt by our sense organ, means it can be judged by our sense organ, is called matter. If you want to just write in your own words, first of all, one more important thing what I want to say you, if you have a good concept about whatever I am teaching or whatever the question has been asked, so you can write these answers in your own words also. Got it? What I want to say, as you are especially having the confidence about, yes, I am ready to answer this question in my own word, your conceptual understanding must be perfect. As you have understand, according to that only you have to write. Because if you just make some of the wrong words, then whole sentence meaning can be changed. So that's why whenever you are writing in your own words, especially during the exams or you are writing question answers in your notebook, that time please focus at your mind that whatever you are writing, the meaning should be perfect, your concept should be clear. So when your concept is clear, definitely you can write these answers in your own words. So what is meant by the term matter? If you want to write the book word as what is given in the book, then I can tell you, anything that occupies space and possesses mass is termed as matter. Things like table, chair, water, air, etc. all are matter. So this was our textbook words. As I had informed you, anything which occupies space, have some mass and can be judged by our sense organ is called matter. This is my answer. If you want to just write this answer in your own words, so in your own words also, whatever you think, but the concept should be clear, according to that you can write. So next question is, how the soluble materials differ from insoluble materials. See, whenever you specially read a question, that time the concept must be clear, because if your concept would be not clear, then you will not be able to give answer. First of all, how do soluble materials differ from insoluble materials? What question wants to say? First of all, we have to understand that, and after that we have to give answer. Question is saying that how do soluble materials differ from insoluble? Means soluble materials are also there and insoluble materials are also there. What is the difference between the soluble material and insoluble material? Question wants to say that what is the difference between the soluble material and insoluble material. So I can generally say soluble materials specially dissolve, or it is 100% mixed into the substances, so it's called soluble. Means the solute should not disappear. As for example, if I talk about sugar solution, so if I put sugar into the water and after dissolving I can't see sugar, means that is soluble material. Means solute is not able to appear, it is 100% disappear. But insoluble material, if I mix sand into the water and after stirring half an hour, you will see again the sand is still there. So the material which are not soluble in water is called insoluble in water. So what is the difference between them? The difference between the soluble and insoluble materials are, the soluble materials disappear into the solution, but insoluble materials appear into the solution. Got it? This was my word, and whatever is your word you can write in your word also. But if you want to listen the book words, then I'm telling you the book words. The substance that dissolve in water are called soluble material. Materials like salt, sugar, lemon juice and oxygen are soluble in water. And the substance that do not dissolve in water are called insoluble material. Sand, chalk, kerosene, petrol are insoluble in water. Means general word they have just informed you. The material which are soluble in water is called, what it's called? Soluble material. The materials which dissolve in water are called soluble material, as for example sugar, salt, lemon juice, oxygen, etc. And the materials which do not dissolve in water is called insoluble material, as for example chalk dull, chalk powder, or sand, or wood powder, or etc. etc. Got it? Now the third question is, what is meant by magnetic material? Name one of the magnetic material. Now the question is what? The question wants to ask you what is magnetic material. How you will answer this question about the magnetic material, and you have to just give one example also about the magnetic material. The material which attracts the magnet. The material which attracts the magnet is called magnetic material. As for example, iron. Iron is a magnetic material because iron attracts with the magnet. If we take iron in contact with the magnet, you will see the iron is attracted, so iron is a magnetic material. But if you want to answer this question in your own words, or if you want to answer this question in the bookish word, then you can answer this question in the bookish word also. As for example, the materials which are attracted by magnet are called magnetic materials. Objects made of iron, steel, cobalt, nickel and their alloys are magnetic material. Got it? Now question number 4. Why are the cooking utensils made of copper or aluminium? Why are their handles made up of hard plastic? See, first of all, you must understand the question. Question just want to say you that why are the cooking utensils made up of copper or aluminum? First part of the question. Why are their handles made up of hard plastic? Second part of the question. First of all, we should answer the questions part to part, means part by part. First part, why are the cooking utensils made up of copper and aluminium? Cooking utensils are made up of copper and aluminium because copper and aluminium are good conductor of heat. If they would made up of different material which are not good conductor of heat, then from that utensil we can't cook or we can't boil the substance or boil the materials which should be cooked, which should be boiled. So that's why the cooking utensils are made up of copper and aluminium. So all of you have understood about the copper and aluminium. What I want to say, the material or the cooking utensils which are made up of copper and aluminium because they are good conductor of heat. As they pass heat, our raw material boils and it becomes a boiling material. So that's why the cooking utensils are made up of copper or aluminium. Second, why are their handles made up of hard plastic? Their handles are made up of hard plastics like bakelite or plastic because the material which are copper and aluminium are good conductor of heat. As we touch that aluminium material, this definitely, because good conductor conducts the heat, it allows the heat to pass through it. So everywhere their handles, you will see the heat is passing. As we will touch, our hand will be burnt or it will get affected. So that's why, to prevent from this burning, from this harmful effect, so we use the hard plastics on the handles of utensils. So after catching to the handles, when the hard plastic is covered in that handle, we will not get that the heat will not, our hand will be not injured. So that's why their handles are made up of hard plastic. If you want to write these answers in your bookish word, then I'm saying you in your bookish word. Cooking utensils are made up of copper or aluminium because these metals are good conductor of heat. They allow the transmission of heat through them and food cooks quickly. Plastics are bad conductor of heat. They do not allow the heat transmit through them, so the handles of utensils are made up of plastic so that our hands do not burn while handling these utensils when they are hot. See, whatever I had said you, the answer is same only, but what we have to do, we have to understand that really what the question wants to say. Question wants to say that whatever the material, especially it should be used for utensils, it must be good conductor of heat. Why it must be good conductor of heat? Because if it will be not good conductor of heat, then whatever the material we want to cook, it can't be cooked. Got it? So that's why the cooking utensils are made up of aluminium and copper because they are good conductor of heat. And the handles of these utensils are covered with a hard plastic because if we leave the utensils handles open, then it will be very much hot, so after touching it we will be injured, will be burned. So for prevention of that all the things, we use the hard plastics to cover it. Here I have written the fifth question: why is water called universal solvent? What do you understand by this question, universal solvent? Universal solvent means a solvent in which everything can be dissolved. Do you think that water can dissolve everything? If water can dissolve everything, then its name is perfect universal solvent. First of all, water is called the universal solvent because it dissolves a large number of substances than any other liquid. This means that whatever the water goes, either through the ground or through our bodies, it takes along valuable chemicals, minerals and nutrition with it. Remember, dear students, especially if I talk about the water as a universal solvent, means it can dissolve approx everything. Approx, why I said everything it can't dissolve. Yes. If I put bone in the water, bone can't be dissolved. Yeah. If I put plastic in the water, it can't dissolve. But if we compare with the other liquids, if we do compare just like alcohol or any other solvent, if we compare with the other liquids, then in compare of that liquids, water has the maximum number of solute or solid which it can dissolve. So that's why water is called universal solvent. As the answer is given in your book, you can write the answer. Water is called the universal solvent because it dissolves large number of substance than any other liquid. It can dissolve large number of substance than any other than liquid. Got it? And this means that whatever water goes, means wherever the water is going, it takes all the nutrition. Whenever you will see in the summer season, especially doctor suggests us or it prescribes us that we should take water more and more, because sometimes hydrated body, when our body get dehydrated, we especially sometimes fall down, we get fever and that all things. For that purpose, we should take water. Water pass all the nutritions. Water try to remove all the nutritions, but it gives you a strength. Whenever you drink water, you feel very energetic, especially when you are very much hungry and there is nothing food. Just take a glass of water, you will see a little bit digestion process starts. So that's why, because water can dissolve everything. If any other things, any nutritions are still remaining in your body, it can dissolve that nutritions also. So water is an universal solvent because it can dissolve more and more things in comparison to other liquid. It can dissolve many more things. So that's why water is called universal solvent. There are many more questions, but I have written here only 5 questions. If I talk about the short questions like which of the following is a substance: iron, plastic, stone, glass. If I talk about which of the following is a substance: iron, plastic, stone or glass. Substance means what? By which anything can be made. So here iron is there, plastic is there, stone is there and glass is there. Iron is a substance because it shows the hardness property. Got it? Write one property of metal. Metals are good conductor of heat and electricity. Which of the following is a transparent material? Glass, metals, wax paper, ground glass. Everybody know glass is a transparent material because glass allow the heat or glass allow the light to pass through it. Name an electrical device which uses magnetic materials. Electrical motor uses the magnetic material. Name one property which forms the basis of grouping of things. Any property you can say. If we talk about the color also can separate the groupings of the material. So this was our topic, class 6 science chapter number 4, question and answers. I hope all of you have understand. If you are still having any doubt related to this chapter, yes sir, I am not able to understand this question or that question, please drop it out into the comment box section, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Share this video with your friends so they can also enjoy it. That's all for today. Thank you very much.